In this video, I'm gonna talk about why we hate boomers. And hate is a very strong word, but I think that's what we don't actually hate them. We just actually know that they don't care about most people. And that's not all boomers, but for the most part, yes. It's Justin, Mr. CMB. I'm back with another video. Shout out to everybody who's liking, subscribing. And if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, click that bell for the notifications. Make sure you watch the next video after this one. Why we hate boomers. Now, me being a millennial, there's a lot of reasons why, I do not like, I'm not going to say it, I don't like them. I'm just saying the boomers are very selfish. They're very selfish people. They're a very selfish crowd. And I'm gonna get into reasons why. And number one, lacking mentorship. A lot of boomers lacked mentoring Gen X and also millennials. And this is why you see so many millennials, me, myself being a millennial, and Gen Z really kind of getting screwed over in this economy. Granted, we have new abundance of opportunities, but we've been screwed. They sucked the life out of the economy. The money was more expensive. They got homes for cheap. They own majority of the businesses in America, and they've sucked out a lot of the credit out of the banks. They sucked out all the money out of the economy. They've took advantage of the economy. They had it the easiest because they were born after World War II when the United States was thriving. So they never really understood true hardship, and they've become selfish, and they've never really mentored most people or that were younger than them, which is why you have this attitude of I got mine, you got yours. I got mine, it's time for you to get yours, in a completely different world. And they lived life on easy street. And if you're a millennial, if you're a Gen Z, I want you to drop a comment below if you've ever heard anyone that you know who's a boomer say that I got mine, it's time for you to get yours. And I'm pretty sure it's people in your family who's done that to you. And a lot of these people have never left anything behind. If they don't live here, they've left bills, not wills, and they didn't even take that serious. So lacking mentorship is reason number one. Number two, and that leads into this, is they didn't set up a lot of people in life. Boomers who have Gen X kids. Now, a lot of them, they kind of pushed them out of the house, where all this thing is like, you're 18, get the hell out of the house. That's kind of what comes from the boomers, because they had their life set up. Like I told you, they lived life on easy street. The money was cheap, they had affordable housing, and they were born during an economic boom. And when I mean the economic boom, many boomers entered the workforce during a period of strong post-World War II. And you got to understand, this is the 1950s, 1960s, and they saw expanding job markets, high wages, and more robust manufacturing and industry sectors, which provided good paying and stable jobs. And also they had pensions, so which is where the term pension pimps come from, if you know what I mean. And you got to understand, affordable housing, in the mid 20th century, housing was much more affordable relative to the income. After World War II, the government invested in suburban housing development and mortgage lending practices, and that allowed for relatively easy home ownership. They had programs. The affordability helped boomers build wealth through home equity, which is why a lot of boomers have large portfolios, and they've had them for a long time. The same property that you see that's probably like wow worth $400,000, $500,000, they got for $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 or $60,000 or $70,000 at the time. You know how much equity it is? Imagine if you have 10 of those. If you have 10 of those, you're talking about your net worth, and your net worth, and 9 times out of 10 is probably paid off. That's $7 million, up to $7 million. So you got to understand, that's a lot of liquidity that they have access to, and they got it for cheap. And you also got to understand, the educational costs were lower. College tuition was way significantly lower, especially at public universities. Many boomers, they financed their education through part-time jobs, not loans, part-time jobs. They were able to work a part-time job and pay for higher education. Meanwhile, you have a damn home loan with no actual asset, and you're going out to the real world where AI is whipping everybody's ass. You know what I'm saying? So this is like, they lived a different reality. You have to understand, they lived a completely different reality. We've dealt with the dot-com bubble. We've dealt with, which I didn't have to, I was young, but the 2008 financial crash. We had COVID-19 pandemic. It disrupted financial stability of younger generations, i.e. us. So also they had stable Social Security. We're not going to have Social Security by the time we get that age. And a lot of these people, especially the politicians who are boomers, they're making laws that don't affect them because they've got theirs. They're gonna take dirt naps pretty soon, and they're like, fuck y'all, like, we don't care, we're gonna do this anyway. And the Social Security safety programs such as affordable healthcare, they have pensions, like I said, and they had Social Security that are less accessible or reliable for younger generations today. Corporate pensions were also more common. We don't have that anymore. And giving more stable income in retirement. They had higher job security. There's no such thing as job security for anyone in this job market now. We have automation, we have AI, we also have the changing world of work, which is like content creation and other things. So really, you're going to see people change careers every 2 to 3 years, some 2 to 5 years. And people are not just going to work one job for life, be set, and do it for 40 years, retire, get a fake gold watch, a platinum plaque that's not platinum, and be able to go on their boats and fishing from all the work they did making, $80,000 a year. It's just not happening. It's not going to happen anymore. Those days are gone. But that generation was able to do that and take care of a whole family, buy boats, buy houses, buy cars with chrome wheels, take vacations with one income. We cannot do that. And we don't have the actual stability. The boomers have a job for life mentality. That is not this generation. We have a job for maybe 2 years or maybe 5 years, and then we're doing something else. Or the world, we just don't know. The world changes so much, so you have to get a skill set now. So it's a lot of uncertainty for a lot of people. Everything is based on your skill set now. So we don't have the job security as everyone else. So like I said, in contrast, millennials and Gen Z, we face rising living costs, higher educational debt, wage stagnation, an unstable housing market, making financial stability and wealth accumulation more challenging. I would say for most people, it's not going to happen. And although every generation has its struggles, these are structurally different. And it's something that we've never seen before. And we also have the big bad wolf, which is inflation, baby. So, I can pretty much say the boomers are the selfish generation. They're the worst generation ever in the history of humanity when it comes to actually passing something down to their latest generation, from passing something down. So in conclusion, the boomer generation is the worst generation to ever live in society because they don't care about anyone else but themselves. They don't pass anything down. They lack mentorship. They have the I got mine, it's time for you to get yours mentality. And this is why we all hate boomers. And drop a comment below if you hate boomers too, and tell me your reasons why, or tell me if you think they're selfish. I know hate is a strong word, but sometimes you gotta have a little bit of hate in your heart. But I hope this was educational. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm Justin. I'm out, Mr. CMB. Peace.